Hey, welcome to Miss D6 Women's Sports.
Hey, welcome to Miss D61 Sports. Please like, share, subscribe on my way to 300. And you know what? Let's talk about Lions. I want to come and talk about some of the free agents that we have and so far didn't go after. We did pretty good as far as picking up bodies for our offensive line. Um, we made no big splashes. We lost some players. Of course, we traded David Montgomery. We lost Khalif Raymond. We lost Alex Anzoni, Amik Robertson. Um, so we lost some veterans. It's pretty solid, but no real big names lost. And you know, the problem. I want the Lions to not be afraid to go after the big free agents. So let me share my screen. You know what? I don't know what Brad Holmes is doing. Of course he know more than I know, but I don't know. So of course we lost Alex Anzoni. So we picked up Eric Hayes. We re-signed Rock Yassin, and it's a few corners that I want them to pick up. Uh, Tyreek Woolen, I like him. We just need some corners. We need some offensive linemen. We definitely need some linebackers. So we picked him up yesterday. We re-signed Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy is a good locker room guy. He's not Teddy Bridgewater. He could have been with the injury he had when he played with Minnesota. That's not the veteran I wanted them to pick up. You still have why not go out there Anthony Richardson? Why not go out there? Who else they have up there? It's just a few people. Why not go after Kyler Murray? Why not go out there? I don't know. It's just weird that they didn't go out. Then Malik Willis was sitting right there. Of course, Miami signed him. We need a solid backup. And Teddy is okay. I don't know. We got some problems with Michael Penix. See if you could get him uh, to challenge Jerry Goff. But definitely, you could have went out there, Kyler Murray and Anthony Richardson. Uh, I'm not understanding this. I'm not understanding this. You picking up safe older guys. Cade Mays is a decent pickup. You got Larry Broom, decent pickup. Um, they get a fourth round and seventh round, so they get the later rounds of Now it says what was the Lions' biggest loss in free agency day one? Now of course you losing Decker. He came back a little older. Says day one of the trade lines free agency will likely be most defined by the team's losses rather than their gains. The trade addressed the offensive line by agreeing to terms with former Packers center Cade Mays and reserve tackle Larry Broom. Now Kyle Allen is a backup for Buffalo. We need a backup. Now, I don't know what Brad Holmes is doing. Is he trying to draft tackles instead of getting veterans in the draft? It's very you really have to bring along the offensive line. Offensive lineman is very depending on the position. It's very rare that they come in and wow you right away. So I don't understand why you're gonna not get the I don't know. Why wouldn't you get the veteran? So you lose Frank, you lose Decker, and you got Broom and Mays. Of course, we signed Isaiah Pacheco, who's a gritty runner for the champion and a champion with the uh, Chiefs. Okay, that's fine, but we still haven't addressed the offensive line. So let me share my screen. So Brad Holmes, what are you doing? What are we? What is the plan? Like I said, we still need help on the offensive line, and he missed the opportunity to get a tackle that was pretty. He could have signed for cheap, and he's a very good tackle for the Texans, Braden Smith. Now this is a sideline report. Says after signing center Cade Mays to a very friendly veteran term of 3 years, $25 million deal, the Lions are in full pursuit of a tackle. With Taylor Decker granted a team release without a starting left tackle. So they don't have a left tackle. And they get a tackle, left tackle, they probably gonna move Renee Sewell to the right. But they decided that they pull the lever on the tackle from the Texans. I mean, for the Colts. I'm sorry, he went to the Texans. And you mean the Lions could not spend $25 million for 2 years? Says that a big blow to their tackle big board if one exists. It all but continues to guarantee the Lions has to take a tackle. Look, Brad Holmes. Sometimes you have to take a veteran because veterans are already set. You have to teach the position. And if you're a championship contender, why would you think you're going to draft some youngsters that think you're going to be in a Super Bowl or vying for a Super Bowl? You need veterans. And I don't understand why the Texans swooped in and gave him 2 year, $25 million, and you couldn't do that. You couldn't pay Braden Smith. Now, look, this is something that the Lions need. I don't think that the Lions offense, one of the reasons why the Lions offense was kind of stagnant this year, you had a lot of injuries, offensive line, and no stability. And that caused Jerry Goff to not look as good sometimes. He's not a mobile quarterback. You have to have veterans or capable veterans to protect Jerry Goff. And they said Smith finished up the 2025 season with a 7.19 pass blocking grade. 71.9, excuse me. And he allowed one sack through 766 offensive snaps. That's pretty good. Like, why would you not pick that up? and you could move S.O.L to the right. So you had two veterans along with Broom. So I mean, I don't understand the alliance. Uh, what Brad Holmes thinking? He do draft good, but like I said, certain positions like the offensive line, it takes a long time for that player to develop. And so right now, you need to get you need to get veterans. You cannot leave it by chance. You need veterans. So let me share my screen. So they restructured Jerry Goff's contract. And does that mean that they're making a move or not? Because I don't know. I don't get it. Now, according to Side Lion, they said don't get too excited about Jerry Goff. Let's see what they said. Contract restructure. So, as we know, Max Crosby deal fell through, and that's one of the look. Like I said, I don't know what Brad Holmes is doing. We need more offensive alignment. We need a pass rush because there's a lot of times that there's triple teaming Hutch, and so now we understand that now Baltimore with the Max Crosby trade fell through. They decided to sign Trey Henderson. So now we didn't go up to Trey Hendrickson, and we ain't go up to Max Crosby yet. So instead of the Lions restructuring quarterback Jared Goff's contract per NFL, that moves up 32 million for the Lions entering the Carter free agent season. What they gonna do with it? They got extra $32 million. While there was debate plenty about whether a restructure would happen and what it would mean if it didn't. The Lions did something. They'd have to do something to assure their cap compliant by 4:30 this Wednesday. So they're just trying to get under the cap. It says where would the $32 million go? What's noteworthy is how much the Lions freed up. $32 million is big. And the roughly $43 million in space they could have added with a golf restructure. That alone should be a hint that general manager Brad Holmes and the Lions are being cautious of future salary cap. Now, they gave up on Alex Anzoni. Um, they decided to go with the younger Jack Campbell. So, yeah, you know, I don't. We need to go after Max Crosby. I like Isaiah Pacheco. I like some of the other things. Cam Jordan is okay, but let's get younger and he can still play. I don't want to over offer a player like Cam Jordan because he's like what 35, 36 years old. So unless he's playing like Reggie White or somebody, I don't think I want to offer him that. So A lot of these players you can go after. We need backup. We didn't get any backups. We didn't even go after. Let me see what they say. Just a little bit. The backups they could go after. Now he's off the board. Geno Smith. Kyle Allen's off the board. Joe Flacco's still out there. He's a little older. I'm trying to look for a younger backup. We got Sam Howell, well traveled. Who else? Jimmy. I haven't heard that name in a while. Arizona Cardinals have agreed to deal with Gardner Minshew, and so they hit a snag with signing Jimmy Garoppolo. Interesting. Jacoby, Tyrod Taylor's going. I don't like these backups. Only one like I said, let's go with a younger guy. Might sign. I will sign. I guess a Joe Flacco out of all these backups that they say the Lions should go after, and then sign Anthony Richardson and see what's going on in Atlanta since Atlanta signed Tua. What's going on with Michael Penix? Let's see if you can see what they would want for that. And so now that the Raiders and the Ravens deal with Max Crosby fell through, what can we do to get Max Crosby? Because it don't seem like the Ravens got anything for Max Crosby to get Max Crosby. What can we do to get Max Crosby? That's what I'm concerned about. What can we do to get Max Crosby? Because we need somebody. I keep hearing Cam Jordan. What's the hold up? What is the hold up? Um, we didn't get any linebackers. Jacoby Dean, I like him. What are you doing, Brad? You cannot think that sometimes you draft is going to be a Super Bowl contender. You need some veterans. So I don't know what he's doing. Now, of course, Max Crosby had knee surgery. Maybe they felt a little something about the knee after he felt the physical, but at the same time, I don't think it was that bad. Maybe they saw that they could get Trey Henderson, and they decided to say, you know what, we don't want we can do without Crosby. So why did they do that? That just I don't get that. But one thing I do think the Lions should just go after Max Crosby, go after some more linemen out there. Let me see. Let's see who's still available. So we definitely need a backup. Let me share my screen. So Tyrod Taylor is off the market. Kyler Murray looks like he might go to the Minnesota Vikings. Got Kirk Cousins, who'll be a decent backup. Russell Wilson, Jimmy. I would go after either Joe or Kirk Cousins. Maybe Kyler because he knows the offensive coordinator that we have through practicing, but I don't know. We need a tight end, David Joku of the Browns. Now we missed out on a lot of offensive tackles, guards. I don't know. The edge rushers, Joey Bosa will be okay. The rest of them, Cam Jordan is getting a little older. I'm real excited about who we got, who is available. Defensive tackles, the Lions said they and talks with DJ Reader. I would rather have Calais Campbell. Because a lot of times last year, I didn't know DJ Reader was on the field. He's very quiet. I would go with Calais Campbell or Daquan Jones, then I would go with Reader. You know, they say he's consistent run stopper. I don't know. I'd rather have Calais Campbell. And the corners that I wanted the Lions to take, they gone. And we also need safety help. We need a lot on defense. So yeah, I, you know, I need us to get one big splash. There's nothing wrong with that. And this is the guy I wanted the Lions to take. I don't understand why we didn't go out the corner. We lost Amik Robertson, and that's the guy I wanted. Tyreek Woolen, 15 million. Now he's a tall corner too, and that's what I like. We got these short guys. Like even Amik was very short, and the Chiefs doing pretty good as far as getting some value. I'm sorry. He hold on. Former Seahawks reached an agreement in 1 year deal with the Eagles. Excuse me. So with the Eagles, like we cannot get a 1 or 2 year deal for Tyreek Woolen, very tall corner, which I think we need. There's not very many tall corners out there. And the Eagles, oh, look, they won a Super Bowl not this year, but the year before, and they still trying to add players. They don't care. Whatever they had to do to get it, they need to get it. and this is the guy I wanted. I don't get it. Let me see. Okay, let me stop my page. So that was one guy you messed out on. I think he what 6'2". So we need tall corners. So let me share my screen. Let me see. All right, it's a CBS Sports. We didn't get Jamel Dean. He will be 30. Jalen Watson says Jalen Watson is the latest cornerback draft success from the Chiefs as a seventh rounder. He allowed 46.6 passer rating, third lowest of 79 cornerbacks who were the primary defender of at least 50 passes. Tarek Brown, Alante Taylor, Eric Stokes, Asante Samuel Jr. Now he had 10 tackles, one interception. His father was a Hall of Famer. Eric Stokes, I think Commanders got some good people. So we're not getting any of the big names or even the solid names. We're trying to dump off the salary cap by getting rid of some of our veterans. We haven't replaced anybody yet with bodies. We lost Anzoni. We kept Campbell, but we need somebody beside him. So we need a lot of help on defense, as far as I'm concerned. Linebackers, corners, safeties, pass rush, and we got to get some of these veterans, at least one solid veteran in each position, because you cannot rely on rookies to do it. That's not fair to rookies. Some of these positions have a steep learning curve, and I don't want you call yourself a Super Bowl contender, but you're not bringing in the bodies. So yeah, wow, that's just I don't get it. The signings we got. So let me share my screen, and I'm showing the others the tracker because compared to what other people are getting to what we getting is like night and day. And I was like, wow. Packer signed Devon Hargrave, 52 defensive tackles, 3.5 sacks, like 2 years, 23 million, $13 million guaranteed. Like, what are we doing, Lions? Chris Rodriguez, okay, hold on. Safety, Jalen Hawkins, 2 years, 10 million. Hold on, hold on. He'll sign Bradley Chubb, 47 tackles, 24 solo tackles, 8.5 sacks, 43 million, $52 million guaranteed. Now, this is the guy I always respected. And I want Lions. Why not go after him? Harrison Smith. Yeah, 1.1 sacks, 54 tackles, 37 solo tackles. But those the numbers don't really tell. He always gave us problems. He's very active. Safety Nick Cross. Okay, he had 120 defensive tackles, 72 solo tackles. So you know he's always in around the ball. 2 years, 14 million. Oh, what are we doing? Jalen Hawkins, like I just said, 44 solo tackles, 70 defensive tackles, 1.5 sacks. Look at that. Look at that. 2 years, 10 million. We couldn't do that. What are we doing? What are we doing? I see a lot of safeties and corners that we could have got. Commander signed Calebon Chason, excuse me, I probably pronounced his name wrong. 1 year, 12 million. We couldn't 18 solo tackles, 31 defensive tackles, 7.5 sacks. As a linebacker, what are we doing? What are we doing? I don't understand what we're doing. Ellis, like what? I see a lot of corners that we could have signed, linebackers we could have signed, safeties we could have signed, almost a lineman that we missed out on. At least one of each. Pick the best corner. I'm sure you looked at the film. If you can't sign everybody, of course you can't sign everybody, but you need at least one good offensive lineman, one good safety, one good corner, one good linebacker. And Isaiah Pacheco was nice. Don't get me wrong. Let me see how much they signed Isaiah for. Details to be announced. So they don't say yet. But I don't get it. I don't get it. Craig Newsom, somebody. Benjamin St. Justice. Like, what are we doing? I'm looking at the defense right now. Like, I don't get it. What are we doing? Like, wow. The Kobe Dean signed with the Raiders. They gave him 3 years, $36 million, 20 million guaranteed. That was a guy I wanted him to draft in the draft. 30 solo tackles, 55 tackles, 4.0 sacks, two forced fumbles. Now Raiders also signed Quay Walker. Raiders, look at Tom Brady. Spend that money. Spend that money. 3 years, $40 million, $28 million guaranteed. Solo tackles, 58. Defensive tackles, 128. We need that. We need that. What are we doing? Sacks, 2.5. We can use that. What are we doing? Edge pressure. Adafi Owen, 7.5 sacks, 20 solo tackles, 38 defensive tackles. Now, the $68 million guarantee, and that's a different story. We ain't even trying to get nobody. That's the whole point I'm trying to say. What are we doing? We got Pacheco, we got a few offensive linemen. We did not get anybody to replace Anzoni. We didn't get anybody to replace Amir Robertson. We didn't get any bodies yet. We let all these good or solid defensive and players, defensive ends, tackles, corners, and safeties lead. Like, what are we doing? Like, wow, I, I'm not getting it. Alante Taylor, 3 years, $60 million, 58 solo tackles, 83 tackles, 2.0 sacks. Like, look at this. Wow. John Franklin Myers, 12 solo tackles, 25 defensive tackles, but he has 7.5 sacks. 3 years, $42 million guaranteed. What are we doing, Lions? Like, and this is a guy I really like. Giants signed Jermaine Edmonds, 3 years, $36 million. We couldn't do that. 61 solo tackles, 120 defensive tackles, sacked 1.4. He's very active around the ball, very tall. He bats a lot of balls down. Like, what are we doing? He has four defensive interceptions. So we got to go. We got to go after Max Crosby. We got to go after Calais Campbell. Somebody. What are we doing? Like, wow, wow. And we ain't even trade for look at that. The Green Bay Packers only gave up well, they received a fourth round. Like, really? They didn't have to give up too much the Cowboys. Rashawn Gary. Look at that. 25 solo tackles, 45 to the tackles, but look at the stats. So he's around the ball. Lions, what are we doing? Hinka, I always liked him too. Fitzpatrick, 56 total tackles, 34 defensive tackles. What are we doing? Like, wow. We didn't even see, oh, no, no, nothing. And we think we are a Super Bowl contender, and you just gonna get draft picks to come in and just you know right away and do what they need to do. That's not realistic. I don't get it. Like, look at this. Wow. I don't know what Brad. I don't know what Brad doing. Now I heard some people say that a lot of these players were dead weight. It's not necessarily that Abalone and Relique Raymond or um, Amir Roberson was dead weight. We losing bodies. We was injured last year. We was injured last year. We need bodies because Campbell don't have a backup. We didn't replace who we got in the corner. We don't know what's going to happen with Kirby Joseph. We don't know what's going to happen with Arnold, Terry Arnold. We need bodies. Cam Curl. Look at that. He has 79 solo tackles, 122 defensive tackles, 2.0 sacks. Did you call the Rams and say, you know what? Did you what are we doing? Like I don't get it. Like wow. Trent McDuffie, 45 solo tackles, 63 defensive tackles. Are we calling these teams and seeing what can we get a certain? We really Rams trade for him. Chiefs, he's a Super Bowl winner. And Kansas City receives only a first round, okay, fifth round. I don't know. I don't know. Did you even offer? Even though they gave up a first round, I don't know. They're not even trying. They're not even trying. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at this. Wow. So I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. Um, I don't know who's really running the show because you can't tell me that you let a lot of some of the Lions fans we know that really watch football. We see the holes in the team, and you don't see any weaknesses. We need bodies. The last 2 years we got injured. We had no replacements for those our starters, and drafting younger players that you have to teach certain techniques, corners. You have to teach them how to defend in the pro level. Offensive lineman, you got to teach them how to block at the pro level. You got to have veterans in those spots. Corners, you might get away with safety. You might get away with youngsters and linebacker. The certain positions, no. I don't know what they're doing. So let me see. I don't know. Let me share my screen. So, all right, let me go back to here. So I don't know what they're doing. Now, this is the cap space: 35 million 69,788, and their biggest sign-in was Cade Mays. Biggest remaining need edge rusher. Shoot, they need linebackers to me. If you ask me, linebackers and corners and safeties, they need a lot. Like I said, we don't know if Terran Arnold will come back decent or Kirby Joseph. So I don't get it. I don't get what the Lions doing. But the Lions fan, yeah, I don't understand how you see that teams that has won the Super Bowl the last 2 or 3 years can make moves easily, and we just won't pull the lever. I don't get it. So, any updates? I will bring back any updates. Uh, Hopefully, we can see if we can get back Crosby. Why not? Go for him. Calais Campbell, a backup quarterback would be nice. Flacco out there, Jimmy out there, Richardson. I still think could be a good quarterback. Hopefully, we need a Teddy is nice. Bring in either Jimmy or Joe and a young Anthony Richardson, so he can sit behind Jared Goff and learn how to play quarterback. I really do think that Richardson just need that training to sit back and do his thing. I think he got a bad deal and with the Colts. I think he got talent. He just got to have a team around him to show him ropes. He got thrown to the wolves before he was ready. So that's what I think they need. I don't understand what Sideline Lion was saying about that. They need a lot of bodies, quality veterans. So this is 6 1 Sports. Please like, share, subscribe. I'm out.